Hello everyone. So in this video, I'm going to explain you that how we migrate data from flat file to the tabular format or the table I'm using in the SQL Server. So what is my objective is to export data from flat file to table. So my source is flat file and target, I'm moving that data into the table. For this purpose, I'm using ETL tool Talend, and the source file data is stored in the text file and I'm moving this into the SQL Server. So if I go for the text file, whatever the text file I have, so you can see this is my test data that is inside the data.txt. So these are some data which I want to move into my SQL Server. So let's do it how we can do by using the Talend, the ETL tool. So first of all, let me start the tool. So this is my tool, Talend tool. So first of all, what I will do, I will create one job. So for job creation, just create job and name it uh, text data import, importing text data, importing test data into SQL Server. Okay, so finish this. So this is my job. The job name is basically test data import. Now my txt file is comma separated file, right? Txt file is, if you see the text file, so we can see this is all the records. This is the first name. This is the column, first name, last name, email, and gender. So this is the first name value separated by comma. This is the last name separated by comma. This is the email separated by comma, and then the mail, gender. Correct. So now I will import that file. So T file input delimited file, and I will configure this. So double click on this. Where is my file? So my file, first of all, I need to provide my file location. So my file location is, that is placed here inside the data, inside the sample data. Okay, so this is my test file data. So now I'm going this data file, I'm going to import. So just copy the path, or we can directly go, click on this browse button and navigate to sample data and data. This is my data file. So as we have seen that my data is separated by comma separated. So first of all, we need to remove this column and put the comma separated. My first row was basically the header row, right? Where the first name, last name, email, and gender was mentioned. So that is the header row. So this is the header row. If I have the footer, then also if I want to remove the footer, then you can also mention the footer. Now we need to create a schema for that. So click on this schema and this wizard will open where I will create the schema. So click on this plus icon. My first column name is first name, last name, email, and the gender. So these all are the string value. That is fine. Leave it nullable. Yes, if there is a null, then we can also store that one. No issue. So click on OK. Now the first thing is completed, that the source file I have configured. Schema I have also configured. Now I want, first of all, I will print these data into our console log. So T log view, log rows. I want to print these data into the log that is in my console. So need to configure this. So edit schema, or we can do this. Everything is fine here. Now we have to, this data I want to move into the console. So first of all, I need to connect this. So row, and with main connector, I will connect it. Now I will go to tlog and sync column. And now if you see the edit schema, so the same schema which is in the source input, that is in the output, that is my console log. Okay. So this is getting synced. Fine. Now if I run the job, so this is printed in this way. Okay. So go to here again. Okay. So mode is here basic. I want to print that in the tabular format. So select the table and now again run the job. Clear it and run the job. Now you can see my data is getting printed in the console in a tabular format. In the tabular format where first name, last name, email, and gender. Right? Now my 50% or 70%, you can say the task is that data is getting printed in the console in the correct format. Now my next goal is to move these data into SQL Server. So let me open my SQL Server, and in the SQL Server I have one database name. um, this is, I have created one data Talend. In Talend we have the table, let's say Talend output. We have one table Talend output. So if I see this Talend output, there are so many data is there. So if I count this data, that is 1000 rows. This is 1000 rows. And in my table, in my text file also, that is 1000 rows. So what I will do, I will first truncate this table. I will remove all the data from here. Now there is no data. So I have created the same schema in my table, in my SQL Server. In the SQL Server, the database name is Talend. Inside the Talend database, I created one table, Talend output, with the same schema. Now I need to connect this to my SQL Server. So I have created one connection here and just drag and drop here. And here you can see which connection you want to use. I want to put the data into SQL Server, correct? I want to move the data into the SQL Server. All the data is still the console log, forget. You forget about this. This is a console log. This is just for our satisfaction that yes, the data is getting printed in the correct format. But the finally data will move from input file, that is from the text file, to the SQL Server. So this is input. So I will move this data. So data will be as a output. So I will select PDB output and SQL Server. Now this icon will created. Now double click on this. You can see I have already configured my database. So the database name is Talend. Then the database username is nothing, password. This is the window authentication. So there is no need of username and the password. Then table, what table it will go? So Talend output, as I already, so that is my table where the data will move. Now, these all things is configured so that every time no need to configure, we can use that metadata and we can go for that. So that's why I have created another connection for MySQL as well. So now here everything is fine, and now I click on apply and connect this main connector. Okay, connect this with main connector, everything is fine. Sync column. Now if you see the schema, so schema is also perfect. Now that is fine. Now run the job. So as of now, there is no data in my this table. There is no data in my this table. Okay. Also, we can check this 0. Now I'm going to run this job. So first of clear this and then run the job. All data is job run is complete, success. Now go to your database. And now I'm going to run this. So data not here. Let me go and check again. Drop table and create table. Okay, so let me truncate table. Sync column. Check. Let me check this. Okay, fine. This is available. And now again clear run. There is some issue. Localhost. This is oh, this is. Let me create once again SQL Server connection. TV output. Apply action on table. Truncate table. Action on data insert. Edit schema. That is perfect. It will create first name, last name, email, gender, varchar. Okay, fine. This is correct. Now connect this with main connector. And okay, create some error is coming. Table is present or not. Is also present, so it should run. Okay, so now let me once again we run it. So as of now, this is file is correct. File separator comma enter one. Data file is correct. Edit schema. First name, last name, email, gender. Then T output. SQL Server. And then the table name. Talend output. Schema DBU. Insert. Action on table. I am giving truncate table. Sync column. Is there any value? Okay. So remove it. Oh, sorry. Remove it. No values here. No. Go to run job and run job. So this time it is not showing any error. And now go to your database and check the data. Yes, the data inserted perfectly. So this way we can import the txt file data in my database table. Now the same way we can also import the CSV or Excel file data. For XML, I need to provide some of the process is same. Only we need to provide the XPath of the from where the data is being exported. So that's all for this video. Okay.